another video, and it's another celebratory YouTube hop. This time it's for Kelsey, and she's reached 2,000 subscribers, so congratulations, Kelsey. And once again, it's a scrap lift hop, which is really fun. So I was scrolling through her Insta, and this is what I want to scrap lift. The reason being is that the first thing that attracted me, besides the really lovely grey and yellow colour scheme, which you can never go wrong with, is that she's used two different sized photos. And when she started, if you watch her video, which I will link down below along with her other socials, this one started off as a landscape 4x6 and she's cut it into a square, and so I have a portrait and a square. She's done hers about her adorable little nephew, and I absolutely loved hearing her talk about his personality and different things about him as she made her videos. So definitely watch that. It's just that he sounds really sweet. He actually sounds like my Max, because I can't remember exactly what she called him, but you know, I openly call my kid a nut job. And he is. I mean, look, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I quite openly admit that. So anyway, I'm going to do one about my Crazy Max, and it's going to be a boy layout. And it's a skateboarding one. So yeah, he's a little bit bigger than her nephew. And I started to look through my boy papers, and I completely forgot that this pink paisley, I think that's, yeah, Wild Child, the boy colour scheme of Wild Child, actually had a paper that was completely skateboards. I don't automatically think, well, I'm doing skateboard pictures, so I need skateboards, but there's not too many ways of utilising skateboards. Sometimes I'll do a like, that's how I roll type of thing, and anything with wheels is fair game, and that's a good way to use up things like bicycles, skateboards and other stuff like that. So I don't actually want to use this in any large bit, but I thought I could cut some of them out, and I definitely don't want to use green. So while there is some green in the photos, I want to save that for a different layout that happened probably about 6 months earlier at the same location. And one of the photos, he's, I don't know, what do they call it when they do a thing where they can pick up their skateboard, but they do it like as a trick, and the underside of his board is lime green, so that will be a good way of using those, but not today. So I thought instead, I've got two collections. I've got the Teen Spirit from Echo Park and this one, Bro & Co. Simple Stories. So I think I can make the colour schemes work together. Both of them do feature skateboards, but the only thing that kind of was I was a bit thingy about is that this one has this burgundy colour, which is not, I mean, I don't dislike it because I think it's not seen very often, and I don't necessarily think it will play really well with his red t-shirt. So I don't feel like I have to use a lot of red. Maybe I'll just use some accents, because I don't always take my colours from the photos. So I will use a little bit of red. The other thing that I really liked about this layout that Kelsey has made is that she doesn't have one definite title. I think she calls it Choo Choo, which is this one, but she's got the word love and trains here. When I saw those, the first thing I thought about were those largish type word kind of thickers that I always struggle to use, because they just don't ever feel right for what I'm doing, for what I want in the title, and they're always quite big, so they're sort of too big to tuck in belly clusters. Normally when I do two different, like a portrait and a landscape, I'd sort of, for some reason I always do it like this, and I tend to put a title or something in there, but she's done it like this, and that's one I definitely want to take inspiration from her. And she's used paper strips here, but I'll see if I can use some washi, because I've got lots of washi and I don't use it as much as I would like. Alright, I think I'm going to cut a chunk of this off and then get rid of the branding strips, and then sort of start playing around. I think I'm going to run with this one, the hands, because it just looks too busy. This one, yeah, it's just a bit much. If I wasn't going to use a lot of embellies, then I could possibly, yeah, I cut this bit at 6 inches, because that's I sort of gauged from the size of this photo, it looks like if she moved it down, then that would be roughly 6 inches. And she's got a mat under the whole thing, a vellum mat. And then I think there's a 4x6 card here that pokes out, and the journaling on that one. So I think I'm going to need more room for the journaling, but I do like the idea of putting a 4x6 card there because they can sometimes get a bit neglected, and these definitely need some kind of a mat. I've got these washi tapes in different, you know, orange, red, aqua. The only issue I have now that I've chosen black as the background is that washi tends to be quite translucent and it may not cover it properly. Washi tape doesn't improve with age, so it's yet another reason to use it. It can get a little bit brittle, but if you treat it gently, you can get away with it. See, that's what it looks like on black, and I don't know, I'm just not, certainly not the orange, I'm not digging it. You know what, that's not too bad. I think what I'll do is ink and stick this down and then do the washi. I don't know yet whether I'm going to do it under or over. I've lined up the background paper with the cutting mat, so hopefully I can get a more or less straight line of washi. Now the question is, where do I want it? These sheets from one of Chamel's journaling 6x8 pads, and I thought I could cut one of them down and just make it go however long I needed it to underneath this one. So I just figure out the width, so it'll be that wide, and then just keep going. And that means that I'm going to be able to space the journaling perfectly because I'll write first and then cut later. Might do that now actually. Turned out a little bit longer than I hoped. The journaling is a little bit, there's some background and then there's a conversation that I had with him, and I talk about how he's gotten more confident because there were a couple of years where he didn't get back on his skateboard after breaking his elbow in 2 places, and that had nothing to do, there were no skateboards involved in that, but I think it shook his confidence enough that he really only got back on the skateboard sort of last year, I guess. I think I will cut it in 2 parts, and then I can stick this first bit maybe here where, actually no, I should probably find a card to go there. I'm wondering whether this card mightn't be the way to go because I like how it's got all the colours in the border and none of this bit would show. I would just overlap that. I'll cut that out and yeah. I should cut this out too, shouldn't I? You know, that might just work. I definitely need to ink that up though. I'm kind of thinking that I could do a bit of a paper stack here because, yeah, let's be real, that's what I like to do. That sits right up above here. It looks like it sits about there. I'll add that just so I kind of know what I'm doing. You need a backing. I'm thinking either yellow or like a tealy blue colour. I'm leaning towards the yellow, I think. I think they brighten up the photos, so I will do that. Besides, I'm pretty sure I've got another sheet of this, but just in case I don't, I definitely want to use a little bit more of that star pattern. There's room for a nice big embelly cluster here. No doilies for this. I'm going to go and get some more paper for this. My plan is maybe if I cut this card out and use it in this orientation, I've got all the colours there and I can use this as another mat. So I'll just do that. I'm just going to play around. That's no good. Kelsey's cleverly put that under the tape. Maybe I can. Maybe this is a good time to put those big words on. Yeah, he says epic a lot, so I think I'll use that one. We call each other bro because that's kind of part of our dynamic. I call him boy sometimes. He's not listening. By the third call, I'm like, boy! He actually likes it, oddly enough. So there you have it. The longest one could go here, so I could put like, oh yeah. Right, what else am I going to put here? Maybe it's time to pull out some of the die cuts and things like that. I've got these skateboards. This is the Bro & Co sticker sheet. And this is the one from Teen Spirit. I've got the brads. There's the ones from the Bro & Co, but there's also... Ooh, these ones are real brads. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, I sifted through that big thing of die cuts and I've still got way more than I'm going to need, and I'm trying to be organised here. I know, it's hysterical. There's a whole bunch of different labels and cameras, some larger word thingies, stickers. I put the die cuts that I absolutely needed to include under pain of death. This one, it's from the Chamel one, and I definitely want to use the Get Outside because it's in the right colours, and it's one of the very few things that's going to get him outside is that. Here Comes Trouble, that's another one of his nicknames. This I think might be Jelly Bean Soup. But look at that, it's a little potty man with a skateboard. How cute. I think I'll start with the biggest ones. I probably will need something behind it depending on what I choose. I think it needs more orange. Actually, I quite like this one, because I mean it's a good quote and it's about practicing, which is rather apt when you think about what he's doing, but it brings the black sort of back into here, into this white bit. It definitely needs something underneath. What I'm thinking is I might actually cut that out. I mean, it's not like I'm lacking in die cuts, but and that's going to need something behind it, so I'll put the ink on the outside, then maybe grab something from here, one of these larger ones, or even something from here. I'll stick this down. Or I could even put that up on pop dots. That's fancy. Don't even need to do that. I've got a bit of this fun foam left. So the way I deal with fun foam is I put glue dots to the unsticky side. Sometimes you have to piece it down, and sometimes that roller adhesive doesn't really stick to it properly, so use the glue dots, won't come unstuck, and then I can do the backing, or I do it the other way around. Now I can probably put this in place. So I want to put one of the skateboards in this and this spot. Now the logical spot for the black one is here, because these two are already in the black areas. So I think one of the skateboards could go here. Maybe. Just kind of thinking maybe I should put some embellied here, up there, here and here, rather than here, because I don't think I can get that high enough to make it in a triangle, whereas I mean I'll just keep playing with it and see. One thing I do definitely want to do is get some orange, and I can cut that, the top off that, that's fine. Definitely something here, as I'm just not digging it there. So if that's got blue there, I'll put the yellow here and then the blue up there. And then I'll worry about the rest. What do you reckon? I'll tuck this guy under there. Maybe I'll do that. I'll commit. You can still tell that's a skateboard, right? I'll do this bit next, because at least I've decided more or less what's going to happen with that. Alright, maybe now is the time to lift this up off the page. I Hang on, I was going to put boy up there, wasn't I? That's not bad, because then it looks like it reads super cool boy. I'm okay with that, actually. I'm going to commit to this before I lose my nerve. Let's have a look. Quite like those little stars. I'll stick this down, then figure out maybe that one on pop dots. Skateboard under there. Huh. There's still these little ones, and yeah, I want to put the level up there. That's cute. Date would be good. There is a little bit of a spot here. I am going to have to handwrite the date, because I don't think I have a roller date stamp that goes past 2020. Pretty sure I don't. That'll do. I nearly forgot the flare badge. Now I'll use that and then bring in some of those brads to give some more non-paper elements. I definitely, because part of the story is how he's a bit of a nut job. I can say that because he's mine. So I'm going to put this somewhere. I could cut it down and put that there. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'm going to put a pop dot just under the top bit of that. Nope, not the backing. Not the backing, thank you. and that's going to make it sort of just stay a little bit off the page. Oh, flare badge, got it. This is where the glue dots come back in. These are the perfect size for flare badges, and they hold them down. You only need one, maybe even two. I'm just going to, let's have a look. I could use the orange one from here, or the one that looks like Vans shoes. He's wearing Vans, but not the checked kind. And so little things like that I like to add to my layout, so even though it's not necessarily obvious, it's something that, you know, I remember, I recognise, or whatever. Maybe the orange cool. Maybe here next to the nailed it. So I'm going to use my best ergonomic seam ripper, as you do. That was not fun. Yeah, I'm not even convinced that I like that. I could put that here. I could. That just looks really funny and random there. Okay, if I take it out, and I can put an enamel dot or something else over that spot, maybe here. I like that a bit better. I'll use one of the smaller ones. Alright, the yellow star. I think that I can put there. It won't cover anything up. I might use the knife instead. So the more I think about it, I don't think I'm going to be able to come in with stars from this, because they're all pretty big. Okay, I'll do one. Bits off here. And that bit. Okay, red enamel dots. Yeah. So, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to head on over to Kelsey's channel if you didn't start there already, and give her some love, because this is her 2,000 subscriber celebration. I don't know if she's having a giveaway or not, but regardless, I'm sure that Kelsey and all the other girls playing along are going to put out an awesome video, and I can't wait to see which one everyone's picked. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you come back soon. Bye!